Welcome back. Well, the market is still nursing losses, down about 0.8% on the benchmark indices. Before we carry on and get you more opinion, here's just a quick reminder on the things that you should be aware of in order to make sure that your hard-earned money is well protected and invested correctly. This, of course, is a special conversation that we always bring you. It's CNBC in association with the National Stock Exchange to promote investor awareness. Just a quick small point today on ensuring that your power of attorney is not misused. First and foremost, you don't need to give a blanket power of attorney to your broker. You can give very clear and concise clauses which ensure that all transactions have to be routed through you. They have to be approved by you. And one way of doing that is to make sure that your own information with the depositories is updated and that your phone number, specifically your phone number, is updated so you can get an SMS alert the moment there's a transaction. If there is anything which is not authorized, which hasn't been authorized by you or looks suspicious, it's not something that you have approved of, then you need to immediately contact your broker and seek clarification. The alertness really has to come from you. The awareness has to come from you to ensure that your money remains well protected and invested in the right way. Okay, with that, let's quickly go back to the market. 89.22 is what is happening. And the rally, by the way, is back on lever. We were just discussing it as we were going into that break. And I know just such a volatile stock. I mean, it's back up to almost 6-7% up move now.
Yeah, you know what, the market itself, Surabhi, has recovered a decent bit, especially on the financials. So this is going to be a treacherous market. I think the first wave of rally that we had from 8,000 to 9,000, that part is done. I think the second part perhaps is going to be slightly more treacherous, and we'll have these kind of stops and starts. But before we wrap up the market, let's just hear out some thoughts that we got from Shankar Sharma before we wrap up for the day.
February had shown us enough evidence that the coronavirus was not just a small little flu which would come and go. It was at least if you were neutrally looking at things. And again, the key to investing is really to be completely neutral. You cannot get attached to what you want things to be like, right? So, we were just sitting and analyzing. I remember around February 8th or 10th, we're looking at everything, all data points across the world. We're looking at all our indicators. And, I told my guys that, look, I think, this thing is just going to blow up into something beyond what any of us can imagine. April 1st, we completely went into fully invested in India and about 80% invested globally and in the middle of March itself. And, it's played out very well. So the markets are supporting what we thought it would be, that, we've had a vertical fall in February and in March, which I think cumulatively was maybe 30%. When you have 30% falls, and, I've been around a long time to know only this one truth in markets, that when you have a vertical rally, you may not follow it with a vertical fall. But when you have a vertical fall, you will always get a vertical rally. We have known banks, barring a handful of one or two, was struggling over the last 6 to 8 months' time. The corona has just come and as a perfect storm for this sector. Banking financials are it's just a mirage, right? Mirage can continue, but when it unravels, there's no book value left. So we have pharma, but do I start to romanticize that, the golden days of Indian pharma are back and that they will go back to... I have no idea. Nobody has any idea. We are playing this and we will play this till we see it's not worth playing. I think that's a good space right now. Because right now, again, you have to find the least worst options.
Okay, well, that was Shankar Sharma's view. Well, on that note, let's just recap the market for the day. It's been a very interesting day. In the morning, the market just had one way on the upside, and then in the afternoon, there was a one-way decline. Last hour, the markets got some stability. This is a market which could have easily ended at the lowest point of the day, but that is not happening. So, if you are an optimist, you would want to believe that at least the day's low today gives you some kind of reference. From the low point, the Nifty did rally 100 points or thereabout. On the Bank Nifty from the lowest point, we did rally about 350 points. But in terms of stocks that put pressure on the market today, it really has to be the big financials. HDFC, Bajaj Finance, Kotak Mahindra Bank and HDFC Bank. Reliance as well was down about 3%. There was selling pressure on names like Titan, even Sun Pharma, Bharti Airtel, ICICI Bank. On the way up, UPL was up 8%, but once again, stock which was up quite a bit was Hindustan Unilever, up about 5.5%. ITC gave it company. Britannia was up as well. So the FMCG names did well. Then of course you had other names, even Nestle included. IndusInd Bank, that did well, which was up about 4%. Surabhi?
All right, well, Anuj, not a bad day for mid-caps at all, actually, considering the reversal was so dramatic in the large-cap space. The mid-cap index is going home with gains of almost 1.5%. The market breadth is positive. 2 stocks advancing for every 1 declining. I'll give you some examples of the winners. Motherson Sumi with a 13% up move. Then you have a whole clutch of construction and engineering stocks that did well on hopes of at least some relaxation in at least the green zones. So examples would be IRB Infra, Dilip Buildcon, NBCC. These stocks have done well. In fact, even NCC is up about 7%. The pharma rally is intact. Glenmark would be case in point, 7% up over there as well. And some of the fertilizer names have done well. RCF, for instance, is up about 12%. While I count the gainers, on the flip side, again, some of the NBFC stocks are coming under huge stress again, and Muthoot would be an example. Muthoot Finance down about 7%. Interglobe Aviation is down 6% as the lockdown gets extended, and other weak names included TVS Motors and also a JSPL. So mixed trends, but you have to say that there is some kind of bottom fishing that is going on in the mid-cap market as well. Well, on that note, let's just see if we can take a quick final comment with Ashwini. Ashwini, given today's volatility, what would your advice be for tomorrow?
See, the advice is do not think in a directional manner. Basically, 8900, 9200 is a range. We held on to the upper end of this range. We held on to the lower end of the range. I don't think we are going to significantly move in either direction, so that people should take on board. Financials continue to remain weak, while IT, pharma, etc. could keep the market higher. This is that sort of phase. So do not expect direction, and chances are you won't get it also.
Okay, so take each day, perhaps each hour as it comes. That's the kind of market we are in. Thank you very much, Ashwini, Mitesh and Prakash, for being with us. We will wrap it up for today then. Take a quick break. We will come back with lots more on the other side.